everybody, good morning. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live. It is episode number 241, which is, I know I say this all the time, it's just completely ridiculously insane. So I wanted to talk with you today about this thinking that we all often have, or not, maybe not often, but that we all have around things being hard, maybe things being tough, perhaps things not quite working the way that we want it to. Hey, Tamara. And it made me think a little bit about, you know, those times where you're feeling like kind of demotivated, you're feeling maybe stuck, you might be feeling a bit stagnant, maybe you're feeling not creative, maybe you're sitting there thinking like, when is my next idea going to come? What am I going to talk about on my live stream? What am I going to do this? When am I going to do that? You know, all of these different things. And what I've found for me personally and what I've found for my clients is that when there's this pushback around, you know, what's the block, where's the block, why is there this block, how am I going to get through this block, that what happens is that almost like cements and like kind of, I don't know if ingrains the block, like it just really cements, embeds the block is the word I was looking for. And it just makes it stay for even longer. And as we know, that's really unhelpful, right? Like the longer we are feeling demotivated, the longer we're feeling frustrated, pissed off, annoyed, angry, whatever, the more we tend to hang on to those things, the longer they tend to hang around. So what I wanted to really share with you guys today is some strategies or like some tips that you could utilize in order for being able to move through this. So the actual conversation that I'd had with a client was, she just said, oh, look, you know, I'm feeling like I've got no ideas. It just feels like it's really hard. I've got this thing to do. I've got this promotion that I have to do. I'm just not getting anything. You know, I'm feeling really like, and I just said to her, like, the more and I've seen this, I know this happens in the gym, like the more we sort of like try and push up against it, the harder it is, the more you hold on to your breath. Like I was doing some tricep work this morning at the gym. And like if you're really kind of like bracing and finding it really hard and you're kind of like doing the things that you're trying to do, it's a lot harder trying to force your way through it. It's much easier to relax into it and just go, it's okay, actually, like it's fine. And you find that you actually find more strength, you find that inner drive, you find that inner motivation, that inner whatever it is that you need in order to be able to go on. And business blocks are often the same. So particularly when it relates to creativity, when it relates to creating content, when it relates to getting up, showing up, sharing your message and really owning that space, you know, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Oh, I don't know if anybody's going to turn up. Oh, is it even really worth it? You know, Facebook are changing all of the guidelines these days. You know, why do I even bother? Well, you know, really at the end of the day, the more you buy into that stuff, the more solidified and cemented that is going to become in your mindset. So we really need to work on rewiring your mindset around this. So one of the things that I said to this particular lady, I said, look, one of the best things that you could possibly do is to journal on it, right? Journal about why, like what's going on, why you're feeling like this. Just do a big blur, almost like a verbal diarrhea or whatever needs to happen into your journal. Or it might be even, sometimes people find journaling hard. There is nothing stopping you from doing a verbal journal. Like jump into a voice memo on your phone. We've all got smartphones these days. Jump into your voice memo and record something, like throw a tantrum, have a cry, yell, scream, carry on, do whatever, and then go, you know what, like I really know that the thing that I really need to be saying is bang, and then something will come out, something will always come through. But the way out of the quagmire, the way out of the overwhelm, the way out of anything that is not serving you to your highest good, or anything that is not helping you to get out there and help more people, the way to get through all of that is by going through it, not by trying to shortcut it, not by trying to, you know, like brush it under the carpet and pretend that it doesn't exist, because that little bastard multiplies underneath there and will come back and kind of like get you and bite you on the ass, or like tap you on the shoulder and go, hey, I'm back. You know, like those annoying like little cockroaches that you can't get rid of, like they will always come back, and usually they bring their friends. So next minute, like you've got this big massive gremlin population jumping out from under the carpet, banging on about all of the things that you've been really the most scared of. The way out is through. So the thing that we've got to do is be willing to actually sit down and work out what the fuck is going on. And one of the best ways that you can do that is by journaling, either by written journaling or verbally journaling, or like talking it through with somebody. Maybe you've got a coach or a mentor that you can bounce this stuff off, because they're not in the forest with you, right? They've got that 360 view. It's like your journal has got that little view. It's a different kind of perspective that you get to have in there when you're writing things down. I think the other thing that I really wanted to talk with you about as well today is like if you're sitting there, if you're procrastinating, the best thing that you could possibly do is just start doing something, because that something will lead to something else. If you're feeling overwhelmed, then just start doing something, because that something will lead to something else. And sometimes that something, that doing something is actually walking the hell away. You know, go walk away, go do something different, and then come back and regroup and go, okay, you know what, I'm on it, I'm in, like, you know, let's go. The other thing that I think is really interesting is how much time we actually spend, and I've created a tool for this that I'll share with you guys, like how much time we spend really spinning our wheels, how much time we spend thinking about the things that aren't working for us. We'll often sit there and think about the money we're not making yet, the people we're not reaching yet, the organic reach we're not getting, the number of people we don't have on our list yet, the number of the dollars that we don't have in our bank accounts yet. We can be so focused on all of that stuff that we don't have that it can become really easy to kind of amplify that. Now, what we focus on is what we get. So the more you focus on, oh, you know, I'm feeling like shit, or this isn't happening, people aren't responding, people aren't engaging, people aren't blah, 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 whatever, you know, you poor thing, then you're going to keep getting more of that. And then what happens is like you sink lower, and like that quagmire, instead of just being at your ankle deep, ends up being knee deep. And then the more you kind of like don't do anything to get out of that, the worse it becomes. So the thing that you want to do is really focus on, and in your journaling again, is really focus on, all right, well, this is what I want. This is what I'm now demanding. It's interesting, in my journal this morning, I was like, I want to share with you what I wrote. It's this whole thing about being realistic. And so, you know, I take my own advice. Like I tell you guys things that I've like literally, you know, that I've done in the past, or things that I'll share with my clients. And I really advocate for this work. And so I realized, you know, like what I've been asking for, what I've been demanding of myself, what I've been really wanting is not about working harder, right? But I've just kind of gone, oh my God, I keep being freaking realistic. And, you know, I keep thinking, oh, like I'll just get back to this, or I'll just do this, or I'll just do that, or, you know, whatever, because I've been perhaps too afraid of setting the bar. And, you know, this is reality, setting the bar like this high. And so instead I'll set the bar this high just in case, you know, I just don't reach it. You know, I'll be a bit sad and disappointed, but, you know, I haven't really been demanding or calling in that next level, that higher level. So today I just gone, oh my God, fuck realistic. Screw that. Screw being realistic. Realistic is no more. There is no more realistic stuff in my world. You know, realistic to me is what the normal people will expect. You know, realistic is, well, you know, just set your sights a little bit lower. You know, why can't you just be happy with this thing? You know, realistic about how strong you can get in the next 3 months. Perhaps realistic about, maybe you've been thinking, oh, like I couldn't possibly get up at 5 a.m. Like that's just not even realistic. Well, actually, you know, you could if you wanted. Or I couldn't do this, or I couldn't do that. I couldn't possibly launch a course out in the next week. That's completely unrealistic. I call bullshit on all of that. And in my journal today, I've just gone like, oh my God, I've been erring on the side of even, you know, realistic, even though I know the way that all of this stuff works, right? I know how the journaling works. I know how the manifestation works. I know how the energetics and all of this work. And I've really been playing it freaking safe. And I'm just like, man, no more, none of that. It is time to don our crowns. It is time to remember who the hell we are. It is time to remember that the way out of this apathy, the way out of stagnant, the way out of, oh, this isn't working. The way out of I'm not having any creative ideas is getting fucking through it and dispensing with this idea that you have to be fucking realistic about anything. If you've decided that you want to make $1 million in the next year, then freaking decide it. Call it in. Go, this is what I'm going to do. And what I really noticed while I was journaling about this today, I was just kind of like, rah, you know, I haven't felt like this in a little while, you know, it's probably, maybe 6 weeks, but it's just kind of like, right, you know, I've got these goals, and then I've got these bigger goals, but the bigger goals have kind of been pared down to these smaller goals. I'm like, well, why aren't I just kind of going for that bigger one? And I guess like it's because it can feel like it's so far away. It can feel so unrealistic. It can feel so unachievable, but by whose measure? Right? By whose freaking measure? You know, if we think about God, universe, source, and we think about the things that we are not entitled to, but, you know, are really our God-given right to be rich, to be wealthy, to be creative, to be inspiring, to be helpful, to be healers, to be able to get out there and do the stuff. Now, do you think that, you know, whatever word name you subscribe to, like, let's say it's God, do you think God is like, oh gosh, you know what, that's a little bit unrealistic. I think you should just pare down what it is that you want just a little bit. You know, I don't know that I can deliver on that. So maybe you just make it a little bit more realistic for me. I think they're probably sitting up there going like, dude, what the actual fuck? Claim what it is that you want, get aligned, right? And this is the 3 big things that I wrote in my journaling today. Actually, I wrote many things in my journaling today, but I wrote alignment, action, and ascension, right? So first of all, everything has to come into alignment, right? So you've got to just be like, yes, this is what I want. Stop playing down whatever it is that you want. It is okay for you to want whatever it is that you want. You know, it's not long as it's not illegal and then, you know, or immoral. That's a whole different ballgame. But like, you can want what you want. You can want great skin. You can demand amazing hair. You can call in Chanel. You can say that you want a beautiful property. You can say that you want to live off the grid. You can say that you want to eat only organic food because you know how well it's going to fuel your body. You can say that you want to have toned, ripped abs. You can say that you want to have the best fucking sex life of your life. You can say whatever it is that you want. And I really think that it is time to stop playing down what it is that you want. Too often we're just like, oh, you know, well, this is okay. And really okay and fine and it's all right is the enemy of freaking epic. It is the enemy of ascension, you know, really. Like, and when I wrote alignment, action, and ascension is not about becoming a fully enlightened being, although, you know, I think that's the goal, right? But that's not what I mean. It's like we want to ascend and we want to keep ascending in our frequency. We want to keep ascending in our energy. We want to keep getting better and better every day and getting bigger and bigger every day and helping more and more people every day. And so then we've got this sliding scale of going upness, and things can only possibly get better from that place. But the only way that we can do that is by going through the shit, right? Because it's by going through the shit that we realize the shackles that are around our ankles, the concrete boots that we've inadvertently been wearing and lugging around, the concrete boots that are weighing us down from really getting to where it is that we ultimately want to be. But the way out of all of this is by going through, and you can't ignore it. You can't just sweep this shit under the rug because it will come back up and it will bite you on the ass more times than you can count. So decide what it is that is unnegotiable. Not negotiable in your world any longer. What have you decided? What are you claiming? What are you saying, right, this is it now? You know, this is it, God. And I literally had this conversation in my journal with him as well. It's like, you know what, if you want me to be doing this, then, you know, you've got to do your part. I'm doing mine. You know, now is the time. I am so freaking ready. Now is the time. And so that's the kind of certainty, that's the kind of energy that you also really want to be putting into all of your stuff in and calling in what it is that you want, but also being really freaking honest with yourself. Don't put the stuff in there that you think that you should want. Don't put the stuff in there that you think that you should have. Don't put the stuff in there that you think someone is going to approve of or, you know, give you, yeah, that's a really great thing for you to want. You know, go you. It's not just about the material stuff, although that's fine as well. It's also about every other area of your world, your health, your social life, your friends, your family, your money, your business, your mindset, your soul, your beliefs, your religion, whatever it might be. You know, we've got all of these different areas. Get really clear on what it is that you want and stop being so damn realistic about all of the things that you think that you can have and all of the things that you think that you want. That's my little rant today. The way out, the way to get to that point though, is by going through all the things, through all that stuff, shedding the layers, noticing the blocks, noticing anything that is going to be holding you back and just going, okay, thank you for trying to keep me safe. You know, but you are really destined to be going off into that other area. Like, you're not destined to be normal. Geez, man, you know, you wouldn't even be in this community. You wouldn't even be following me if you thought that you were destined for normal. And I think, you know, that's where most people are like, oh, can't you just be happy? You know, maybe you should set a realistic goal. Screw realistic. Go for extraordinary, go for epic, go for mind-blowing, go for freaking badass, go for all of those amazing things that you could possibly strive for. So that is me for today. And what the hell is going on with my stuff? It's just so incredibly bizarre, I've got to tell you. Now, we have got in a little under an hour now, we have got the first live class for the Business of Badassery Mastermind going live. You guys, if you're not already in it, you should totally be in it. We're covering things off in this mastermind around marketing. We're covering off alignment. We're covering off journaling. We're talking about anything that you could possibly need, want, desire in all areas of your world. We can talk about health. We can talk about fitness. We can talk about soul. We can talk about energy. We're talking about advertising and marketing and content creation and all of the things that come along with all of that. It's really exciting. It is the most cost-effective way, and it's less than a cup of coffee a day, actually, you know, over 5 days, even a week, for you to jump in and have a really amazing supportive community around you who do not believe in normal, right? None of the people in there believe in normal. Every single person in there who's already in there, and the people that we're really calling in, these people, like primarily women with some men, you know, they're freaking badasses. They don't believe that we should settle. I don't believe that you should settle. And I really believe that we're able to get further faster when we've got a really cool, amazing, insightful, inspiring, smart, intelligent group of women and men around us who are all being our cheer squad, who are all helping us to get to where it is that we are destined to be ultimately. So it is only $99 a month up until the 9th of August. That will close, and then it goes to $199 a month. So if you want to save a little bit of money, you can do so in there. One of the things in there that I've decided with this is that if you want to jump out at any time, you can. You know, if you want to come back, that's cool. You'll invest at whatever it is that I'm charging at that time. But essentially, it's this, you know, the most cost-effective way that you can get training, education, support, a bit of entertainment naturally, a cheer squad of amazing people all in the one area. So we're going to be in there, hanging out in there. What else is I going to say to you about that? Oh, we've got one live training call every month. So that's what I'm about to do in about 35 minutes. So if you want in on that, jump in now, because I can add you into the group pretty much straight away. And then there's also a Q&A and a hot seat later on in the month, every month. So the way that the Q&A works is, you can ask questions 24/7, obviously. It's a Facebook group, so you can ask questions whenever you like. But then I'll also be making sure that if there's any other questions that come up they'll get answered for you, and then someone in the group will have the chance to apply to be on the hot seat. Not apply, but it's not like a freaking job interview. You'll just put your names up. You'll say, yes, I want to be on the hot seat. And I'll do something magical to work out who is going to be the person that gets hot seated. Probably put your names in a hat or something like that. And then what we'll be doing is we'll be jamming for half an hour. So you and I will be on camera. We'll be talking about whatever is going on in your world and in your business. So if you need help coming up with content, if you want some help with live streams, if you want some help with blogs, if you want some help with an issue that you're facing right now, then we can talk about anything that comes up that you need some help with. So that is the Business Badassery Mastermind. As I said, the link is in the comments in there. You can see that in there. Meanwhile, remember to get in alignment, get into action so that you can ascend. And there is no realistic, right? And I guess where it came about for me today, the trigger point for me today, just to give you a little bit of insight into my sort of thinking, I was thinking about how many people I would like in the Business Badassery Mastermind. And I was like, oh, this number would be really great, but I'd also be really happy with this number. And so like this number was the first number. And then I was like, oh, but I'd be really happy with that. And I'm like, what the fuck, Nicola? No, like stop being so freaking realistic and just tell the universe, God, what it is that you want and then go freaking get it. So that is what we're going to be doing. So, I know that you're here to help more people. I know that one of the things that you're really passionate about is getting out there and doing more of what it is that you're here to do, right? Helping more people, doing more things, helping people achieve what they want to achieve. That's really the ultimate thing. And that's why we get along, because that's why I'm here too. All right. So get out there, go help some people have fun, and remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. If you've got any questions about the BBM, the Business Badassery Mastermind, make sure you let me know. Otherwise, I will see you on the other side and I will catch you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.